Hi guys, I'm Ram Agarwal. You are watching my channel 52 Pixels. Let's get started. Hi guys, in this tutorial we are going to see how to select and mask in Photoshop. So earlier we have seen how to do quick selection using Photoshop, but as you might have noticed, if you do quick selection on some people or some objects or animals, so as you can see, they have like, suppose if we take example of this image, we have all these hairs and other parts of the image where we just cannot do the work efficiently with quick select. It's because if hairs get cancelled out, the image looks like edited, and the image doesn't look that sharp and that good enough to be put in some other image somewhat like this. So if I just want to crop this image, just the person, and then I want to paste that person inside of this image, I would have to use quick selection tool just as we learned in the previous tutorials. But using quick selection tools, as you can see, all these areas, the hairs, or maybe over here, the hairs as well again, and the sleeves, and especially in this case, what happens is that the shirt color is white and so is the background. So the white colors don't actually, they're not much in the contrast. So quick selection tool doesn't work well in this particular case. So what happens is that you get a fuzzy background, or maybe the selection is just a random selection. It's not a proper selection to work with. So select and mask is the technique that you need. So today's tutorial is again going to be in two different parts. Part one is today, where I'm going to demonstrate you how I'll do the quick selection fast, and then I'll demonstrate you the tools that select and mask feature provides to us. And in tomorrow's tutorial, I will show you how to use the select and mask feature and then make the perfect selection of this person and then paste it over here in this image. So for today, let's get started. So in the part 1, as I said, I'm just going to demonstrate how to just quick select this, and then I'll tell you what are the features and the options that select and mask provides to us so that we are able to use it in tomorrow's tutorial. So for that, quickly we are going to go to the quick select tool, and my size is 45 currently, hardness is 100, spacing is 1%, that won't matter much. I guess I should increase the size around, let's say 250. I guess 250 should work. It's gonna be big, but then it should work well. And I'll reduce the size, and now I'll just start dragging across the image. And yeah, I've just turned on the auto enhance feature, so it might take time to select, but then it would be good as the software would be able to judge between the different contrasts and would be able to provide me the best selection possible with this image. So for now, I'll just quickly select this object the best way I can and leave it up to the software to decide what to select and what to leave it out. So somewhat just like this, and we are done with the bare selection. Now software will decide. So there hasn't been much a change, but I guess this part needs to be worked on. So I'll zoom into the picture, and as you can see, there are a lot of parts that are not selected properly. So I'll select them. It's going to take time, so I'll just demonstrate you a little part and then I'll speed the selection process up. So as you can see, there are these tiny bits that are not selected properly. So I guess I'll reduce the brush size and then work on with them. So it looks like this. Welcome back guys. So as you can see, I have done the selection. It's not a good selection, it's just a random selection, but then again that is expected because of this hairs and the not so contrast image. But yeah, I hope you didn't wait for long. So yeah, now let's quickly get started. So as you can see, I've selected this image, and using the normal procedure we are going to go to add a mask. And once I click on it, as you can see, I have got this masking effect done on my image, and this is how my image looks after getting masked. And currently when I'm selecting this layer, the masked layer, there is an option over here in the properties tab which says select and mask. Same way we have the same option over here itself in the toolbar over here, so we can select on any way. But yeah, if you are on the normal image, you won't be able to work with that. You will still see the option over here, but you won't be able to work with that. So for that you will have to go to the masked image, the masked layer you can say, and then for that you just select and mask, and this window opens up. So this is the window of select and mask tool, and I'll just quickly brief you up what this actually is. So as you can see, the background has become black. It's because I have set it on black. Yours might look like this, and you can always increase the transparency and opacity. It's totally up to you. But yeah, yours might look like this. And I didn't choose this one. It's because again that gives a contrast. So as you can see, this mode is called onion skin, but as you can see, there's not much a good contrast for us to work with, and we need a good contrast so that we can work with this hairs and the t-shirt. So I guess the best contrast would go with black color, because black, as you can see, white goes in complete contrast with the opposite color with black. So if the shirt was black, or if it was any other color, we would have used a white or onion skin effect. But currently we are going to work with black, and your opacity might look like this, around 30 or 25. So make sure you increase it to 100 to get this perfectly pitch black color which we need for the contrast. And there are other options as well. So we have edge detection. So edge detection, what basically does is we have this option as radius. So if I increase the radius, it will just it will turn my image into a fuzzy image, and as you can see, it just looks shabby. And of course that's not a quick selection. It's like worse than quick selection. So I don't prefer that, but then in some cases and some adjustments you might find this radius option to be effective. It just smoothens up the image with this, the effect of uh, the radius and the smoothing. It just doesn't go well with this image, so let's just forget about that. Now we have global refinements. So in this global refinements options, we have smooth, we have feather, we have contrast and shift edge. So if I increase the smoothness, what happens is there are some sharp selections over here, some sharp places. So it will just smoothen them up so that they are not sharp as they are before the selection. So you won't notice much change because it's just a minute 0.1% change, but still I guess you can see. So currently if you notice it properly, you will see these edges are like smoothened up. But if I just go to show original or press P on my keyboard, so if I tap on show original, it takes a time because it's a lot of work for your machine to do. But then once I click on show original, you have to wait a second, and then you'll get your original image. So if you see your original image, it won't be as smooth as this one, but then I don't think so smooth selection would work if I want to copy this image and then paste it in some other image. So I don't usually prefer that, but let's see. It's taking a very large amount of time, but anyways we won't work with that because it's going to take a lot of time. So anyway, smooth is this, and it works for most of the images if you just want to mask out the image or a particular object. But if you want to mask out a model which has all these fuzzy hairs and shirt, and then we have to copy this image to another image somewhat like this, so it won't work that good. So smooth doesn't work in this case, so I'll make it back to 0. You can see the differences now as well. And we have feather. So feather, as you can see, it just kind of it just makes the images rounded up and kind of too smooth, and radius and all that I don't like it. So we are not going to work with that either. We have contrast. So let's see what contrast does. So as you can see, contrast just makes your image kind of very contrasty between the selections. The even smallest points of the selections are getting highlighted. We don't want contrast as well. And shift edge, if you just increase the shift edge, as you can see, my selection just moves a little bit further than it is selected, like the object is selected. So it moves a point percent ahead of this selection. And if I take it into the negative side, it comes inside my selection. So even that's not good. So I'll make it 0 back again. And then we have all these invert and clear selection options once we work with the image, but we haven't worked enough, so we don't need to work with that. And one is this output settings. So we have this decontaminate colors. So basically what happens is once you smoothen up your image, some colors might get bloated up or they don't look that good. So that's called contamination of colors. So using this decontaminate colors option, you can just kind of revive the original settings of the colors and not get those messy colors back again in your image. So this is the basic select and mask options, and there are some other brush tools as well to work with this. And in tomorrow's tutorial, we are going to work with all these brushes to make the proper selection of hairs and the shirt so that this model looks perfect. And then we are ready to just copy this image and paste it over here in this second image. So for today, that's it. I hope you guys like the video. Make sure you subscribe to 52 Pixels and tap on the bell icon to get notified. Thank you.